up guys, Chris Allen with Chris Allen Fitness. As promised, here is my review of week 1 of my DIY X3 bar workout. To recap, Mondays and Thursdays begin with a chest press, then an overhead shoulder press, a tricep extension, and front squats. And then Tuesdays and Fridays begin with the deadlift, followed by a bent over row, barbell curl, and lastly is a calf raise. And as I promised previously, should I determine a better way, in my opinion, to do the exercise, I will include that as well. Now, let's roll the footage. You will notice I have some difficulty with the chest press. The reason is I attempted to do it like this, with the Undersun loops going over my generic fat grips here so they won't get scraped up by the bar, and that just doesn't quite work out well. So my solution to that ended up being this. So I ended up putting the clips on here just outside of the fat grips, that way the band stays in place and isn't sliding all over. First issue I notice while doing this is the band is really slack at the beginning of it. So the following Thursday, I widened out the fat grips by an additional 5 inches so that the band is now almost tight at my chest. I still would like it to be a little bit tighter though. So I'll have to find another way to help out with that. On to military press. I really have no issues with this exercise except for my form. You'll notice the bar is out in front of me until right around here where I finally get the bar in a direct line going from my midfoot to the top of my head. So I just need to be conscious of my form when I'm doing the overhead pressing. And here we are with the tricep extensions. Rather slack at the beginning. This is for Monday. Now this is the Thursday footage. As previously mentioned, I widened the fat grips, but I still don't like how this exercise works. As I stated in the video, I just didn't like the feel of the tricep extension. Somehow doing it like this just didn't seem right. So the solution I came up with is I'll take the band, wrap it over my cage here, and use this as a tricep extension in its place to do like this. Because one of the functions of the tricep, specifically the long head, as it attaches back here to the scapula, is to actually move your elbow back behind your back. Okay, that made no sense at all, but it takes your elbow from in front of your chest and moves it to behind your back. That's one of the functions of the long head of the tricep. I can drive the band down and then pull it back into extension and really get a good contraction on the tricep as a whole. Now I can do this with one arm like this and I still have tension there, or I can just wrap it all the way around the top here, and instead of doing one arm at a time, I can do 2 arms. Alright, on to front squat. It's rather awkward getting into this position, I've noticed. So I'm going to need to work on just practicing getting into the front squat position and actually doing the front squat. And it seems to me in my form, I'm leaning forward a little bit more than I really would want to. So something to work on, or find some other exercise that hits the quads. Now on to the back day, which begins with deadlift, followed by a bent over row and bicep curls. I do find this pull workout to be slightly lacking, mainly because, as you can see right here, your back consists of quite a few muscles, and the workout itself only has you training in basically one plane doing a horizontal row, when, as a matter of fact, your back is also engaged in pulling your elbow from position up above your head down and back like this, as well as a position of here to here, and all this movement has us do is go from here to here. Now I can modify it and use a wider grip so it looks more like a here to here type of thing, but I really would prefer to be able to use a motion that also gets my elbow up above my head. Okay, clearly the deadlifts did not go as planned. So let's watch that again and slow it down and see if we can see what actually happened. Alright, I think we should watch that one more time and slow it down a little bit more. So I need to do something about this, so I went on Amazon.com and ordered some Pow resistance bands, or technically they're listed as pull-up assist bands. And here's the opening up of them. Alright, I ordered 2 sets of 3 bands each of the Pow bands. I believe the heaviest one is like 50 to 135 pounds, the other one goes up to about 110 pounds or so, and another goes up to maybe 60 pounds. So now if I have to add extra bands, I can just add doubles of the same band. And here we go, now on the Friday workout, where I'm using 2 of the Pow red bands. Alright, using the Pow bands here for the deadlift. You notice the bands are closer to my toes than I really want them to be. Because the bar gets pulled up and clears my knees, it pulls the bands forward. So I'm going to investigate a way to have the band stay more on my midfoot. Something to look into in the future. On to bent over rows. No complaints with this exercise, works pretty good. And yes, I'm realizing that I'm not wearing a Viking shirt here. Deal with it. On to the bicep curl. You'll notice at the top of the motion there is very little resistance. Just due to how the exercise works, it'd be the same with either a barbell or a dumbbell. I think I'll try drag curls the next time I do this. And I believe this set, I take it to complete, utter, and total failure. Maybe 1 or 2 more reps is all I can get. On to calf raises. You notice the board just wobbled a bit there. They actually recommend that you don't hang your heels off the board, but that's how I'm used to doing it. So I'm going to have to try it again with my feet in the middle of the board, or come up with a solution where my ankles can hang off the end. So this is my first week of this. If you like what you see, please click the like and subscribe and leave comments because I do reply to them. Thank you.